As you can see, I have done my civic duty for the year. Megalomaniac, we're going to end up in charge. This has not been a good election year. But let's talk about something a little more pleasant. Colon surgery. That's kind of sad considering this year. No. I will link to it if you're watching this on YouTube or Patreon. I will link to it down there in the description thingy. And if you're watching this on bwspotlight.com, I will actually post it up there. So you can get it in the proper order. It's a little tougher to do that on YouTube and Patreon. Patreon.com/bwspotlight if you are so inclined. But there was an Art Soundoff recently, and I've been trying to keep up with it, but of course Friday I had went shopping. Sunday my cousin's final child got christened, so I wanted to go celebrate that, and of course today I voted. So that plus all the doctor visits have kind of given me kind of an extra challenge trying to get BW back into full operation. But I've been released from everybody, including the surgeon, the surgeon, my regular doctor, the visiting nurse and once I get released from the blood doctor, the nightmare is officially over. I just got to get rid of the scabs and mourn the loss of my belly button. I don't know why I'm obsessing on the fact that I have no belly button anymore. It's weird. It's not something I thought about until I had to get cleaned out. But somehow, not having a belly button, it's not even the scar down my belly. It's the lack of a belly button that makes me feel like I'm weird. And I've never even watched Kyle X Y, but I kind of feel like that right now. But I know that was a big deal. You've got no belly button. Because I saw I used to see the ads when I was watching something else. I don't know. It's not my kind of. It's not my brand of sci-fi. I like the lighthearted action stuff for, I don't know. So I've been trying to get caught up on the Art Soundoffs, and one was brought up by Owen Jollands, who's a colorist. And I believe he's also working on his own webcomic. I need to look into like everybody's webcomics and see what kind of stuff they do. Just out of curiosity, if nothing else. But Owen recently posted a thing about his own trouble trying to reconnect with his creativity and his work and everything else. Sorry, something's bugging me. Okay, it's something that I'm kind of, and he kind of bounced it off my post, as you remember back in, I guess, the second one. I had talked about all the troubles that I had having any desire to do anything, because when after I had the surgery done, because I had to have emergency surgery, we actually planned out we're going to have robotic surgery to remove the colon. And a week to the day before I was going to get reconnected robotically, I was in so much pain I had to go to the ambulance. Ambulance ride's not fun. But they did some tests like, nope, that sucker's coming out now. We're not waiting a week. So that was annoying. That's why I've got scars now. And nope, I don't know if I would have lost the belly button anyway in the robotic surgery, but so that was kind of thing. So, and that was just after getting over that. Like I was over the infection, but I hadn't fully recovered yet. So that's why I spent a month in the hospital and 2 weeks in the convalescent home. And I was just tired, mostly because all I could really do was lie there. Eventually, when I was able to move a bit, they I'd get some therapy in the hospital. Then the convalescent home, I also had to do therapy. And plus the fact that there weren't really a whole lot of channels, like some reason Nickelodeon was fuzzed out on in the hospital. They couldn't. There were a few channels that just weren't working when they were supposed to. And I mean, that was something that I had a few more choices in the hospital where I was being treated for diverticulitis, because I had to go to see a specialist get the colon taken out, so they sent me. So I ended up going to a different hospital. Sure, I'm tired. I've been tired a lot lately. I've been taking naps the past couple of days, but one of the things I think the main thing that had me disconnected was I was just really tired. So tired, but also the fact that I wasn't really seeing a lot of stories. The Wi-Fi in the hospital was not very good. Of course, the fact you're getting constantly interrupted for blood work and tests and seeing how your wounds are healing, the bandages and stuff, and the therapist, especially when I was in the convalescent home, I had physical therapy, and then I had occupational therapy, they call it. It was just kind of like being just more or less just weight training, trying to get my arms back up, because I lost so much weight. You can go to the video where I first announced why I'd had to take an emergency hiatus and see how thin I was compared to what I am now. I was a lot worse. Really, it's like none of my clothes would fit in me. Arms were so thin. Like, I've never had like really big arms. I've always had big legs because of all the biking I used to do and walking home from school. But my arms were like really like half part of this. Fingers were not bony, but getting there, and I was just a mess. So I just really didn't have any energy, and I kept getting distracted, and there weren't too many options as far as getting to watch more story-based stuff. I ended up watching a lot of HGTV, probably because my dad was remodeling the house, so these kind of things. So there's a little bit of a curiosity to me. Watched a bunch of Game Show Network, which I don't get on my local cable service because they put in with a sports package. So I got to watch old episodes of Match Game and Deal or No Deal. On the other hand, they kind of took me off Family Feud because they played it so much. It's like I kind of got sick of watching it. And it wasn't like the old Richard Dawson stuff. It was the guy who used to be on Seinfeld. I'm forgetting his name right now. And of course, the current ones with Steve Harvey. So I wasn't really reading stuff. My cousin did get me some comics, which was nice of her, but I just didn't have the desire to even read them. I just had no energy. Especially when you get the IVs, especially if you have it in your hand or like up here, then your hand kind of tough to. My picture froze. It's kind of tough to hold the thing, like. In a comic, you hold it like this, but it's kind of tough when you can't move your hand up, and it's kind of difficult. Put this back in for tomorrow reviews. So when I got out, not in the hospital really, but especially the first time, because I was really just disconnected from everything. I was disconnected from, like, when I had a chance, I would go to Twitter and give an update on how I was doing, so people knew that I wasn't dead. In fact, one of my friends even went into the Twitter message like, "You've been very quiet lately. What's been going on?" And so there were people actually worried about me because I post a day on weekdays and 2 on the weekends. One of them being on the Clutter Reports, and I wasn't doing things, and I disconnected from everything. I was disconnected from reviews, from online communities. I still haven't really been paying attention to Twitter since up here all year. Like even now, I still communicate with some people through Twitter, but for the most part, I haven't really been paying attention to it. Like going through it and seeing what people are talking about, what the latest news is. It's only through Facebook that I found out Young Justice is getting his 3rd season, which kind of inspired Jake and Leon that I'm going to get stoned for. I know it, and I probably deserve it, but it's too hilarious not to. I'm sorry. I do a parody strip. I gotta go this route. But the point is, he was talking about trying to reconnect his own creative juices and his own desires, and he was talking about watching cartoons again, because he has Netflix. I don't, so he gets to watch Voltron: Legendary Defender. Let's see that. Put it on a TV station I get, please. Make a YouTube channel, or somebody give me Netflix for Christmas or something. But I scanned a few episodes of the original Voltron. I got the full season of Die Roger, which was what became the Vehicle Team Voltron. But I would love to get the full Voltron collection. I've got like all but the last half of season 3 and the original Transformers. Between TV recordings and official DVD release, I've got Transformers Beast Wars and Beast Machines. Cartoon Network's been poorly treating Robots in Disguise. I mean, they're only on the first episode of the new season on demand, and I'm not up at 6:30, which is where they shoved it in, but you'll get episode upon episode upon episode upon episode of Teen Titans Go. Yeah. But that was kind of a lot of what I was of my hiatus when I got home. It's like when I got home, I didn't go right back to work. Even after when I got home, I just didn't have the desire to it. So that's kind of what I was doing. I was because I mostly did that for review, but I was watching shows. I was watching the review shows and the theorist shows, and trying to get caught up on everything that I missed. And after this recent surgery, I was starting to watch stuff again. Recently, I've been watching She-Ra Princess of Power on the official channel. There's apparently now an official She-Ra channel, and they've got the full series, where the official He-Man channel has a few random episodes and a bunch of comedy skits and trivia things. So I wish they would release the full season there too. But I've got the first season of that one and the Reimagined series. I've got no episodes of New Adventures except for the 5-part miniseries that I recorded off TV and put together in the movie. So I've kind of what I was doing was getting reconnected with my creativity and my interests. And it was after I got back from the first surgery, so after I started BW again, that I finally got Reconstruction Zone, which I wanted to have last Art Soundoff. I did get to do Recovered, but I wanted Reconstruction Zone, and that was so I got to do that. Although I want to redraw that image of Batman, of the new Batman costume I designed, because I'm not like the greatest artist, so this is not my usual self-defecation saying like, oh, my artists suck. This picture just is not up to my skill level, which is not that great, but still is much better than what I put out. So I I just really finally want to get this article series done, so kind of quickly drew something together, and it's not very good. Might be crap, but it's at least not very good. So I want to redraw that. I maybe do just another recovered. I'm keeping an eye out for a comic that really deserves the recovered treatment, but right now, a lot of the comics I'm reviewing have good covers, so it's kind of tough for me to remember what cover to do, because I knew that the Avengers cover that I did last year was one that I've been wanting to do. Like, I knew that was going to be my first recovered article. In peace. So I have been trying to watch some of the stuff that I enjoy. I think I was doing that a lot too much even before I took more time watching reviews of things than things. And so I've been trying to take some time, like while I'm eating, to watch TV shows. In the morning, I watch Let's Make a Deal with breakfast. But trying to watch more story-based shows, trying to come up with things, using the commercial breaks to come up with story ideas, which is one of the things that made me a writer. Was, in the commercial break, I would try to come up with ways for the hero to win. Sometimes I'd even create whole new characters. So I owe a lot to commercial breaks, unless they actually had a story in the commercial. Misagi's or the Toothopolis, or that time Sugar Bear became the Incredible Hulk. Not kidding, that actually happened. But I've been trying to kind of reconnect that way, and I want to do that quick because coming up, which means I want to get Captain Yuletide #3 finished. It was half done, and I didn't get to finish it last year. And I'm kind of tired of this being biannual. I'm thinking maybe next year I'm going to try and do like an advent calendar thing, which I'm trying to do each page, but then somehow still trying to get Jake and Leon done. And then of course the annual Christmas video review, which this year is not what I wanted it to be, but I'm kind of limited due to numerous factors. So so a lot of my time before I got back to BW was trying to reconnect, trying to read stuff, and get back to the influences that made me start the blog and become a comic creator. And so that's why it took a while to get BW. The comics was because I couldn't get the long boxes picked up because I'm still recovering. But now I get to read the comics again, and my opinions are coming from that. And it was always doing the daily comic reviews was something that I hope would improve me as a writer, looking at what I thought they did right and did wrong, and trying to avoid that in my own stuff, and using the stuff that I liked, seeing my own style. So, again. So I have been slowly reconnecting with my stuff, and I'm still not, I haven't been doing as many commentary pieces. I've got one coming up as you watch this, coming up tonight, and but even then, it's mostly more like headed out morning article thing, because I haven't been doing those because I'm doing Art Soundoff. But I am going to say my piece on something there too to make an article out of it. But it's mostly been, I've been watching videos. I've been watching old intros, which, especially the ones that get me pumped up. Jason Wheeled Warriors, Starcom, Mask. All the stuff that gets me excited for stuff, and trying to get my energies back. And I've been getting there because when I was ready to get back to work, because a Jake and Leon comic popped up. And so I'm trying to so I've been trying to reconnect, been trying to get better at it. And I hope to at least be where I was before I got sick. And that from there, I can get better. And that's what I want to do. I still have trying to decide what comic series I'm going to do online. First, I still a couple one-shotters that I want to get out of my system, including the Ninja Ballerina that I was working on before I got distracted by other things. I want to get back to that, and there's another cute little idea that I want to do after that, and then maybe I'll start working on actually doing a regular series. I'll have to work that around Captain Yuletide and Jake and Leon and the occasional Captain PSA. We'll find out. But yeah, check out Owen Jollands' piece. Like I said, if you're on my website, it's up there. If you're on YouTube or Patreon, it's down there, and or the link is down there. And check out what he said on it, and maybe I can help you. Maybe listening to us will help you guys, any of you who have gone through some tragedy or like losing someone you love. I had that last year with my mom, or just other things that may pulled you away from creating. That happened to me as well when work got so overwhelming that I stopped working on Galactic Adventures, which I talked about last year. So, remember what brought you to what you wanted to do, and go revisit that, and get your energies back into what it is that you wanted to do. And it may not always be easy with other distractions, but you can do it. I did it. And Owen's doing it. I'm doing it. Owen's doing it. You can do it too. Just go out there and be awesome. And with that, I already gave you a link. If you want to follow the rest of the Art Soundoff challenge, go to Twitter, hashtag Art Soundoff. Go to leantoart.com/Art Soundoff to find out more about the project. And go to bwspotlight.com to find out more about me. But I think I'm over time here, so I'm going to, but it's just, I got him thinking and he got me thinking back again. So we kind of reflected each other. So until then, happy